Hey guys, this is Tiffany again with the Nerdettes, and I'm here talking about Star Trek Discovery as usual. This is episode 8, and I actually found out that the season finale, the fall finale, anyways, is Sunday. I am so excited. I don't even know what to think. But yeah, this episode I'm behind. I apologize. I've been trying to catch up on everything. So this past week and work is crazy, so I apologize. But this is episode 8, and I'll be doing episode 9 here very shortly this week before the fall finale comes out. So anyways, this episode is, and I'm so sorry if I pronounce this wrong, I believe it's Vis Pacem Bellum. And I actually, you know what, while I've got you here, I am going to look that up and see what that means because I would love to know. So let's find out live on the air. What does this mean? It is a Latin saying translated as, if you want peace, prepare for war. Well, now you know. And knowing is half the battle. The other half is red lasers and blue lasers. You're welcome. Anyways, so basically, if you want peace, prepare for battle. That is what that essentially means in Latin. So, good to know. So basically, this starts out with the Discovery. They are trying to save one of their fellow ships. It is from the Klingons, and it is unfortunately lost to the Klingons. The lieutenant is used again for the spore drive as usual. And when he comes out of the spore drive containment, he looks at Tilly and says, "What are you doing here, Captain?" Refers to her as Captain. So part of me is like, okay, do you not know who she is? Part of me is, can you see into the future? Because, you know, we know that Tilly and obviously Michael both want to be captain someday. So is this maybe somehow his other part of him that we kind of see in the mirror? Is it able to kind of see into the future and know what happens? Who knows? But he does refer to her as captain, so there you go. So obviously the Klingon ships, they can camouflage themselves and attack out of nowhere, and it's causing a lot of trouble because even though the Captain Lorca and this Discovery have the technology to camouflage themselves, or not camouflage, but to appear anywhere and be gone in an instant, it doesn't really help them if they can't see who they're supposed to attack. And in this scenario, 462 souls are lost because of the Klingons' camouflage ability. So basically it goes back to Michael doing like a log of her own. Their mission now, they've found a planet, and it's Pavo is the name of the planet, and they find out that this planet has transmitters, and it has this technology that they want to be able to use like sonar to detect these Klingons even when they're camouflaged. So to kind of almost like, you know, a submarine can use sonar to detect things, or, you know, ships can use sonar to detect other ships or approaching ships as well. They want to use this transmitter and this technology in that function to detect these camouflage Klingons so they know where they are. So they come in contact with another like species, and it reminds me, I'm sure as it does all of you that have seen it, of the spores, because the way it kind of comes together and kind of like ebbs and flows and everything is very much like the spores. And this place, I mean, it's almost like they act like it's a paradise. So they follow the rule of first contact, and which is basically they must talk to this species or find a way to communicate, and they must agree to their intentions to use these transmitters to try to have an upper hand in this war and to hopefully once and for all end it. So basically it becomes a thing with with Michael, where she's having kind of a debate over the needs of the many versus the needs of the few. And like Ash at this point has made it very clear that he cares about her, and he said that basically tells her the needs of the few would outweigh the needs of the many where you are concerned. And so you obviously get that sense that it's progressed to a point where it's definitely out in the open that he is very, very, very much attracted to her, likes her, possibly even loves her. So, I mean, they kiss, of course, and it's rough because she's got so many different emotions going on and thoughts. So, it goes back to the Admiral, and she's being asked by the female Klingon, and forgive me, I forget her name, what they do to the prisoners of war. And she basically tells her, that they question them and they try to make peace. So it's very different from the Klingons. They don't essentially kill them. So basically her idea is for her to go with the Admiral and get passage on this ship. Whether it's truly to be free or is to get technology to put herself in a higher position, who knows? I'm not sure. So anyway, it goes back to Michael and Lieutenant Ash Tyler and Saru. They're still on Pavo, and Saru tries to communicate with the planet and with the inhabitants because they're now staying here. And his senses, being the species that Saru is, he is very overwhelmed by these sounds, and they seem to invade his senses, and he can't sleep, he can't do anything because it just is incessant. So he basically begs them to make it stop. And when he does this, they just seem to fuse with him in this weird way where you see a beam of light come out of his eyes, and you can almost see them looking into his mind and his intentions and his thoughts and everything, and because it does show him talking about their idea of going to this planet and of what they're trying to do. And basically, he's overcome with this race or whatever they are, species, and that we see that happen. So basically the Pavan, I guess, I'm not really sure how to say that, race has kind of swayed Saru with this, and he asks Michael and Ash for their communicators and crushes them. He lies to them and says that he's already communicated with the captain, that they've agreed to let them use the transmitters for their technology. And he's or use the transmitters for their technology. He's already, messaged or communicated with the Discovery, which is a lie. So he crushes their communicators and basically tells them that they will all stay there, and that this planet is perfect. It's everything he's ever wanted. It's paradise, and he wants to stay here. So it's like he's drank the Kool-Aid. Whatever this species is serving, he has clearly drank the Kool-Aid. So basically, it goes back to the Admiral and the female Klingon. They're trying to get away, and these other Klingons come upon them, and she electrocutes the Admiral in front of the Klingons, and tries to say that she took her weapon and overcame her in the prison cell, and that she was trying to get away, and she obviously has prevented it from happening. So and then you see her drag her away. So anyways, It goes back to Saru, and he has Ash touch a stone. Like Ash is basically, Michael has figured out what's going on with Saru, and she has told Ash that she's going to go find this transmitter and try to get it to send a signal to the Discovery and communicate with them that they're in trouble, that Saru's gone nuts, and that they need help. So she's gone off by herself. Saru comes into Ash and is like, "Where's Michael?" And Ash is like talking to him and trying to delay him and stall him. And like when Saru has him touch the stone because he wants him to be enlightened like he is, he touches the stone, and Saru, through this kind of like, I guess, this touch, is able to realize his intent to delay him, and he gets very angry, and you see him like sprinting out of the where these quarters, like these tents or whatever they are, this where they're staying, and trying to run after Michael, whenever, because obviously he's like, "Where is she?" And now he's like racing to go stop her from using this transmitter. So you see her, she's connected to the transmitter, she's got like this laptop set up, and she's trying to communicate with the Discovery. And right as she's radioing the Discovery, Saru comes in and he's like bashing, like you see him sprinting along the cliff face of where, above her, and comes down and like bashes this laptop and is trying to stop her from sending this transmission. So but we find out that with the female Klingon, she drags the Admiral to this room where there are other dead Klingons, and apparently Cole has killed a lot of her fellow men that she admires and holds in high regard, and she obviously recognizes these other Klingons, and she makes this vow that she will get back at Cole for destroying these people, and her people with the Klingons. So, but basically, we see that happen. Goes back to Saru. He's attacking Michael, like trying to, like he's pushing her back, and they're fighting. And he's all of a sudden, these inhabitants of the planet show up. These Pavans or Pavans or however you want to say it. These spore-like planet inhabitants show up, and he's pleading with them. He's like, "Please, make her see what you've shown me." And she also talks to them, and is like, we need your help. We need these transmitters to make peace, to stop this war once and for all, and we need your help. And these creatures, or whatever you want to call them, seem to understand and agree, and they fuse into this transmitter and make it work. And the Discovery radios back and says that they're going to phase them on board. And Saru is very distraught. He's like, "No, you've ruined it." And but yeah, they are phased on board, and you see them all in the hospital. And Michael talks to Saru in the hospital, and Saru tells her, that his species, that they are born afraid, and that he has never known a moment without fear until he went to Pavo and was, taken over by these spore-like creatures and shown whatever it was that they showed him. I guess a life of peace and happiness, most likely, and of no strife or war or anything like that, and no fear, essentially. And he longed for that so much, he let it consume his mind and his being, this need for no fear, because he's always been scared. So, I mean, you understand now why he allowed it to happen, or why this, got to where it did, because he desperately wanted, to be able to have no fear. But yeah, I mean, so basically the episode ends with us finding out that the Pavans have two transmissions, and they have one with the Discovery, and they have one with the Klingons, and they've invited the Klingons to come because they want this peace to happen. And they have determined the best way to do this is to have the Klingons present. So they've invited them just to show up, and the episode ends with basically them telling Captain Lorca, or Lorca realizing that there is a Klingon ship that is going to be arriving any moment. So, and that's when the episode ends. And like I said, the fall finale is this Sunday. The next episode is Into the Forest I Go. I'll be watching that, like I said, this week, probably. What is today? When this airs, when you guys see this review, it'll be Wednesday. So I will most likely be watching this the new episode Thursday morning when I get home from work. So I will review that as quickly as I can, hopefully with my internet providing, because it's been off and on recently, so I apologize about that. But I really am. I mean, this whole war, I'm not really sure where they're going to go with it. I'm not sure how this is going to continue. I was actually asked to give a rating of this series so far, and on a scale of like A to F, like, you know, grading scale, and I gave it almost a begrudging B minus. A lot of my friends gave it a C and a D, and just no one had given it an F that I saw. But yeah, I gave it a B minus so far. So that's my kind of rating of this series as it stands right now. There have been some good episodes. I loved the time loop episode. Really, anything with Harry Mudd in it has been fantastic. But yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of nice little moments here and there, but you know, it's been okay. You know, like I said, B minus definitely so far. With now being at episode 8, and obviously I've got Into the Forest I Go for episode 9, and then the final episode will be Sunday for the fall finale. So definitely check those videos out. I'll be posting them as soon as I review them, and we'll be still reviewing Walking Dead and the Orville and more Star Trek Discovery, and I'll be reviewing Doctor Who and Westworld, and I'll be reviewing Game of Thrones when it comes back, so definitely keep an eye out for those. We are giving away Destiny 2, and today, when this airs, will be Wednesday. I will be giving this Destiny 2 game away this Friday, so if you want to get in on it, now's your chance. This is one of your last chances to get in on this giveaway. If you want to win a copy of Destiny 2 for yourself or for someone else, go ahead and check out the video on how to win. And one of the ways to win is to subscribe. But definitely check out that video to get the details, because we want you to win a copy of Destiny 2. So check out that video, learn how you can win. Watch us for more unboxings, for reviews, we'll have live gaming, lots of fun stuff. We taste Japanese snacks on camera and rate them. We do lots of fun stuff. So check that out. Definitely subscribe. We really appreciate that. So thank you so much. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/the-Nerdettes. And we will definitely look forward to hearing from you guys and seeing you again more in the future. So thank you so much. And we will see you later. Bye, guys.